After Hours with Jeff and Julia. Welcome back.
Yay.
Hopefully you're watching on KSN Plus. You can download that app on our Apple TV, Roku, or Fire TV. Also, chime in live on our community cast on Facebook. Several of our friends, I love it, already jumping on. Doug said he's on with his dessert bourbon. Olivia said chips and salsa all the way for me. Christine said hello, Olivia. So everyone's kind of chatting before we jump on here today.
That is so cool that they got the goodies as they watch the community cast, as we like to call it. Yeah, it's good to be back.
It's great to be back.
What a weekend we had.
Oh, yeah. What did you do?
I was in Dallas, little Las Colinas area down there, the Irving Convention Center for a few days. And you also ventured south.
Yes. We'll talk about that in a second. What were you doing down in Dallas?
We're just jumping into it.
We're jumping into it.
Say hi. So my wife is she is a coach and a trainer, and she coaches athletes who participate in fitness competitions, bodybuilding competitions, and so forth. It would be a bodybuilding show, but there's all different kinds of divisions. And so she was working in Dallas this last weekend. There was a big show down there, the Battle of Texas, I think it was called. And I wanted to go down and spend some time with her and see her work and meet a couple of her athletes, a couple of the folks that she coaches. They're from different. One is from Washington State, who flew in, and the other one, Mexico City.
Oh, that's so cool.
And they were both there with their husbands and some other family members, and so it was really fun to meet them and watch my wife work and help these individuals, as one of them was in their very first show, and then the other one it was just her second time on stage in these things. So.
It's funny, your wife and I are friends on Instagram, so I get to see a bunch of her different clients and get to see their journeys, which is kind of cool. But it's a really fun, I think, thing to do. But you also drove. You love to drive.
Oh man, I did, and I actually drove to Dallas last year. It's about a year ago, actually. But I forgot how, and of course, Las Colinas is kind of north, a little bit, not too.
Doug is going to love this because I think Doug is from Texas as well.
And so I live south of Wichita, so it's like at 90 miles an hour, which is when everybody drives. Listen, I'm not a speeder.
You're going the speed limit.
You got it. When you're on 35 between Wichita and Dallas, there's a section there. It's kind of south of Oklahoma City, maybe a little north, where you got to giddy up. Because if you're not, then you're going to get left behind. So it was only almost, literally I took 2 stops, and it's 5 hours, door to door, which is
You
awesome.
showed up on Sunday having driven the 5 hours home.
I did, yeah.
What time did you leave on Sunday?
I left at 8.
Okay, that's not terrible, actually, considering.
No. And I had 2 stops. Stopped at the old Buc-ee's.
Oh, yeah, first
Denton,
time, you said.
First time ever going to a Buc-ee's in Denton, and then I had one more stop somewhere in Oklahoma or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't remember where.
That's an adventure, too. We were talking about pictures. We have pictures today.
Yeah, we do have some,
you should have had, like, a Buc-ee's hat, experience.
No. It was... I didn't have a lot of time. I had to work that day, Sunday, so it wasn't like I could go in and shop and all of that. Really, I just needed to get gas and use the restroom. So it wasn't like I was,
there for the experience.
No, but it was impressive. I'll give it. And apparently I was told that the Buc-ee's in Denton is one of the least impressive ones. Like it's one of the smaller ones that's not so ginormous, but it was still impressive to me. And so I got the Buc-ee's experience and then drove to work.
And you got the the speed limit there is 80 miles per hour. And I remember moving there and they're also 2-lane highways. And
so you worked in Texas.
I worked in Texas, and so you have all the oil trucks, and they're going, 85 miles per hour. And I remember being in my little news car, being like, "This is it." Because it's so dangerous. We covered so many.
Doom.
Yeah,
sense of doom on the highway.
Yeah.
But I had a great time, and I did not know where you were going.
Yes.
Then I found out that we weren't in the same area, but we
probably
probably drove
south
on the same highway for a brief period of time.
Yeah. Do you want to show your picture now?
Yeah, sure. Let me show you the picture. Okay, so let me set it up before we show it. It was at the Irving, I believe it's the Irving Convention Center in Las Colinas, and A really cool facility. I got to give it some credit. But when you walked in, there was just an incredible Christmas tree. I mean, it was beautiful, and I'll show you the tree here. So that's my wife and I there, and look at that tree. I mean, and this picture doesn't really do it justice because it was incredible.
Yeah.
It was a great tree. But that's in the lobby there at the convention center, and I think we can zoom in. There we go. There we go. Sporting my, it's funny because we took this picture on Friday, and I had to go. I had to blow my. I had to have my K-State gear on because we had the big. It gets better. It gets better. So I had to have my K-State gear on because it was Friday, and that was the day that they were introducing Colin Klein. And all of that cool stuff. And Texas Tech and BYU were in Dallas for the Big 12 championship game that was played at noon on Saturday. Texas Tech was in was in the hotel. Texas Tech's team hotel was the hotel right next door to the convention center, which was a I want to say Winston. Was Winston not a Winston?
A Weston?
A Weston.
There you go.
Okay. And then I stayed at the Marriott there in the old Las Colinas areas next to the new McDonald's where I did some drywall.
Nice.
And that was the BYU team hotel and Booster Club hotel. So as I'm wearing my K-State gear, going through the hotel lobby and everything, you get all these BYU people there. And some people were like, hey, you got a new coach. And
that's
so
cool. They were excited for you,
cool.
actually.
Well, I don't know if it was. But then, our hotel was kind of gloomy. Because BYU lost the game.
Yeah.
And then that was that. So anyway.
You said Tech was next door, though? Did you
Tech
say
was
Tech?
in the what's it again?
With the Weston.
Weston. Why I cannot think of that. So Texas Tech was in the Weston, was right next door to that convention center.
Yeah.
And then BYU was down. It's I don't know, a block away.
Yeah.
It was a walking distance. Was in that hotel.
That would have been a more fun hotel to be in.
Which one?
The Winter Hotel.
The Winter Hotel. I actually wanted to get rooms. Because we kind of had this plan. I didn't know at the time, it wasn't like I was planning to be there.
Yeah.
But when my wife was going to be there anyway, because she'd been working out of town that entire week. That she was she got to Dallas on Tuesday or something. And I was going to book rooms at the Westin.
Oh, but they were probably booked.
No, but the cost was just like crazy.
Yeah.
It's close to $300 a night, and I'm like, okay, that's not going to work. But then, like literally a block away is the Marriott, and it was like $100 a night. I was like, oh man, that is such a good deal. So I snagged a room there.
I love that.
And they had a great gym. That Marriott's got a great gym.
Oh, and if you're there for that kind of a competition, it's like, all right.
Yeah, you
gotta hit the gym.
You hit the gym first.
For a good pump.
No, I walk into that the competition area, which by the way they had 800 athletes.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I walk in there, and it doesn't matter if I go to the gym or not.
Yeah.
These people are peak, elite specimens.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, hey.
Karina is behind you, bringing us something that we had asked her for. Karina, thank you.
Thank you, Karina.
We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
Doug said, I've made that drive every bit of 100 times. Exit 141 is the first opportunity to get Whataburger and the first time at Buc-ee's. Yep. Having lived in Texas, I'm on board with the Whataburger hype, especially the spicy pepper sauce. And then he said, this is making my heart so happy. Brad said, ooh, okay. Emaw?
Yeah, every man a wildcat.
Yeah, Emaw. That was how you say it, right? Okay, Emaw.
Yeah.
Let's
Dang
see.
right.
Yeah.
I was about ready just to break out the Wabash Cannonball theme song there. I was walking through the BYU because it's really, I don't know if you guys care or not. Hope you do. But we were in the lobby when they arrived.
Oh, and there's so much excitement.
The Booster Club arrived first, and there was just hundreds and hundreds of BYU fan cheerleaders and all that stuff walking in. And it was cool. I mean, that was a kind of a fun, unexpected deal. And like I mentioned, I got to meet some of my wife's
athletes.
And then there was another one that wasn't competing that lives in Dallas. There was only a few that my wife has been coaching for quite some time. And she came. I got to meet her too, which was really cool. And hang out with them for like 2 days and had some. We'd go, right. It's kind of interesting. I don't know if you've ever been there, but that's also the area where it's like called. Dallas Live or something. It's like Power and Light in Kansas City, but it's right there next to that convention center. So you have like all these venues, these restaurants and stuff. So we had some, we had lunch a couple times and dinner. It was good.
Yeah. I went to a bowl game for Arizona State, and you just get this sense of community. But I love community. I love being a part of that. And so my parents lived in Lubbock, and so my dad was wearing his Tech stuff all weekend. He was so excited. But I'd be walking through that convention center like, go Cougs! Like, they would think I'm one of them because there is nothing better than that fanfare. And I remember being at that bowl game for ASU of like, if you were in ASU gear, we're friends. Like, I am that kind of a fan.
This is kind of a sidetrack, but I had told Julia last week that something I'm going to say it now because I was planning to do it. I wanted to, my whole deal was like, we were talking about traditions. And actually mentioned it on this podcast. I said, I have an idea. I want to start a new tradition.
Yeah.
And my family and I mentioned it, we always would go bowling on New Year's Eve, bowling alley. And that started back in like 2012 or 2013. And then anyway, everybody grew up and we don't go anymore. We haven't in a couple of years. I thought, I know what I'll do. My son goes to Kansas State. There was an opportunity. Maybe they were going to end up in Fort Worth, or maybe they were going to go to Memphis. Well, it didn't matter at the time. I thought, we'll go bowling, but in a different thing. Like, I'll have the family, and we'll go to the bowl game, and then we're still bowling over New Year's. And then, there's not going to be a bowl game, so we'll have to get it next year when K-State's in the playoff.
See, that's what I still think it's going to be something fun to do, and. I think that there's something really cool about going, especially when your kid's there, enjoying that experience.
My son has never been to a bowl game.
Yeah.
And so that would have been a fun. Woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Didn't happen. That's okay.
Next year. When they're in the college football playoff.
Exactly. Okay.
Hey now.
Okay.
Colin Klein.
No, I am excited to see what he does with the program.
See what he does with the program.
Isn't that the most, the safest answer you could give?
That was so...
safe?
Not just safe. That was so,
canned.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm excited to see what he does with the program. Doug says, I love wearing my horns gear into opposing teams' areas. It's especially fun here during basketball season. When I lived in Midland, Odessa, I went up to Tech for a game, and that was when Patrick Mahomes was playing there. But I went, and I had, obviously for work, I had built a relationship with one of the police officers. He was the public information officer, so who the journalists will talk to. And he was an Arizona State grad. And so he said that he was going to take his family up there. He had taken them to several games. And after one of my interviews, he said, hey, I know that you're going up to Tech, and I'm being real serious. You need to be super careful because Tech fans are real serious. And when they throw their tortillas, you better be looking out. And I thought he was joking. And then sure enough, we get there and the Tech fans are taking out the tortillas out of their boots. And it was totally real. But people were really nice. And we did horrible. We lost horribly, which I think is why all the Tech fans were really nice to us. Nice. Yeah.
So again, what did you do this weekend? Because you had a huge... I was impressed.
I don't know if it...
Come on, man, just work with me here.
It was amazing.
Would you work with me?
It was.
I'm teeing it up for you.
It was. It was a...
I know what I should have said.
Okay.
I'm excited to hear what you did this weekend.
Yeah, it was amazing.
I'm excited to hear what kind of program you had, the program.
So my birthday is tomorrow. And so my boyfriend had planned this surprise weekend. I didn't know where we were going. I didn't know what we were doing. So we woke up on Thursday. I had Thursday off. And he said, okay, do you want me to tell you where we're going now? And I said, yes. So I had already packed my bag. He said, pack for all weather.
Okay.
And I'm then, of course, like, what does that mean? So we went to Tulsa. Tulsa is one of my favorite places. So he did great on the location.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
At what point during this surprise trip did you know you were going to Tulsa? Did he tell you before you guys left, or was it like you were driving?
He told me about 15 minutes before we left, in case I wanted to grab anything else.
Okay, well, that was nice of him.
Yeah, so nice. It was like right before we got in the car, and so if I wanted to pack anything else, I could. But we were going to Tulsa, and I love Tulsa. I don't know why, I just have fallen in love with Tulsa. But there is a mountain there, Turkey Mountain, so we We got to do all of these things that I love. We got to go to Turkey Mountain and hike. We got to walk around downtown. This really sweet, right, grown man agreed to rent the little electric scooters with me so I could scooter because that was so fun for me. And he, humored me and agreed to do it. And I'm trying to think of other fun stuff we got to do. We got takeout and we got to eat it, at the hotel and like watch a movie and get ice cream. All of these things that I love, we got to do, and we went to dinner. So we talk about
you got some pictures. It's picture time.
So Turkey Mountain is, I love hiking. And so Turkey Mountain, I think, is one of like the places that, like the closest mountain that you can find. Okay. And I believe somebody on that mountain told us that it's the largest or longest like stone trail. So that was the staircase. But we left, and that was on Thursday. I believe that we went hiking, and we obviously had some sun, which was great, but it was freezing.
Yeah.
So we left the hotel, and we were completely bundled up.
I really enjoy. This is the second time I've seen a picture of
just how good looking he is.
He's like a walking emoji.
I know. Just
really cool.
Full of joy.
I like his blue shoes too. That's
yeah.
Cool. I mean, you look great and everything with your coffee and the other thing that you got.
My
on
jacket.
There. Yeah, and then yeah, he's sporting the blue shoes. Looks good.
Yeah,
it's got a good fit. What do the kids call it? Your fit?
Oh yeah, fit check.
Your fit.
Fit check. But the reason why I thought that was interesting, so we went and we were really bundled up. We had gloves. I had on a little like face mask that I also wore because it was so cold.
That's neat.
But we get there to the trail, and I think we looked. And here's the thing: I'm from Phoenix. I do not like to be cold. I use that as my excuse. I've not lived there in a decade. I do not like to be cold.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
So it's very important that I'm warm. But we get to the trail, and I see this man.
Yeah.
I don't know that man.
You didn't see me?
Yeah.
You wave next time.
But he's out there and he's in his shorts. And I said, I think that we're overdressed.
He's probably a 19-year-old college student, or he's a high school senior, because that was kind of the thing with my son. That none of these, I don't know if you know it's a thing. These kids aren't wearing pants ananymore in the winter. They're wearing shorts.
What I think he is I think he's like a real runner, because that's like a runner.
He's a real runner. Look at his the running form. He's real.
Well, he's not one of the fake runners.
No, he's got good. Look at him. He's all running.
But it was like very apparent at that moment that we maybe had overdressed when we showed up and that man was in shorts.
I will tell you this. I did go hiking once in Oklahoma last year, or actually earlier this year. And I remember it being cold.
Yeah.
And I was all layered up, and I was hiking. And by literally like 3/4 of the way through the hike, I was like on fire.
Yeah.
Because you're working. I mean, you're working out. Like it's exercise. And so did you find that you were a little overdressed?
No.
Okay.
Not for me. Great. I didn't wear the face mask, but I was happy I had it.
Gotcha.
Like I had full, except for like the eyes. I do not like to be cold.
Gotcha.
But then we went on the last day, or I guess that was our last night. We went to the Hemingway. And that's a picture of the restaurant. And it is like this stunning restaurant.
Looks like my kitchen.
Yeah, in one of your mansions. But I 10 out of 10 recommend the restaurant. It was beautiful. I loved, like the food was great. The ambiance was great.
Wow. Did you dress up? Do you have to dress up for that? That looks fancy.
We did dress up. So that was,
there you go.
I tried to originally to stick when we took that mirror pick, I was like, oh, maybe that'll work. And then when we got there was another mirror, and I was like, I'm going to stick with the theme here.
Okay.
So the sunglasses transition, from hike to restaurant for him. So, because he's got his shades on.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
He does have a very recognizable face.
Super recognizable.
I've seen it in my, like when people text me sometimes, they'll send me a picture of your boyfriend.
Of him, and you're like, wow, this guy's everywhere.
This guy come on. I mean, it's just his face, but still.
Yeah, but it was really thoughtful, and he put so much effort into everything. And
good for hey, man, good job.
Yeah, so it was really fun, and it's one of my favorite places. So I even came in, and you said, where'd you go? And I said, Tulsa, and you said, you love Tulsa. So I thought he did a really good job.
I said something like, oh, that's new.
I know
you do. You're there a lot.
I have not been there in a year, and him and I have never been together.
Okay.
So the fact that he picked it, and he picked all these great places, I like, there's effort and there's energy, and then even like to pay attention to know that I love Tulsa and I love Turkey Mountain and I love all of these things, and to know that, I'm like, that's good job.
When you go to Tulsa, don't you have to listen to a little Don Williams on the way down? which you don't know what I'm talking about. A little Tulsa time.
Uh-huh.
And then you get there and you have to binge watch Tulsa King with Sylvester Stallone. You gotta do all the things that are Tulsa.
Yeah. We
don't know.
Tulsa King, you know what we did? We watched Tulsa Cops. That was pretty great.
That's great.
Yeah, it's on brand.
That's good. It's good that you watched a show it's good. Cops.
Yeah. Oh, Christine said it's my stepmom's birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday to your stepmom.
Happy birthday. You share a birthday with Christine's stepmother.
I know, birthday
cool.
twins.
Nice.
And then Christine said my sister lives in Broken Arrow. I love that because it's right down the road and you get to be close to your sister.
Yeah.
So I think that's cool.
That is neat.
But she is also looking forward to warmer weather this weekend in Arizona because that is the Great Wolf Lodge visit.
Can't wait to hear
with
about
the
that.
kids.
That's next week, right?
Yes.
Okay. We need to get deets when you get back.
Yes.
Need deets on that.
I'm like, get the pictures. But I don't know why we can't share photos on the stream because
Okay.
for Halloween they dressed up as a cup of coffee and donuts. Her two kids, her
But we
daughters
can't
were
share-
donuts.
How do we not?
I don't know. It won't let us share it in the comments.
I don't like that.
Olivia said fit check, and some kids say OOTD, which means outfit of the day.
Gotcha.
Jacob said he liked my nails. Thank you, Jacob.
Jacob. Big J.
Okay, Kathy is with me. I don't like being cold or hot. I agree with that. I don't want to be too cold. I don't want to be too
walk around
hot.
the entire life just room temperature. See, I don't
yeah.
like being. I don't know. I don't mind it.
Yeah.
I don't mind being cold, and I don't mind being hot. I don't want to be hot or cold all the time.
Yeah.
I don't mind it. It's all right.
I don't like it.
Well, I mean, you don't have to like it, but if you work in this newsroom, you're going to get used to it.
Yeah. Dina said witness protection date, which is yes.
Yeah.
Part of me is like, I'm sure I could share his photo, but I
No,
also
that
feel like
would
it's
be-
now
no.
it's a thing. It's a shtick. Also, I don't know. I just like try to be respectful
I
because
know your Halloween costumes next year.
yeah,
He just needs to
just
put
the
on,
emoji.
He needs to put the emoji on.
Yeah, I really like that for him. I'm like, here's a picture of him. I'm gonna use the emoji. But here's this random man who I will not blur the side profile
I
of his
noticed
face.
that.
But
Yeah,
here's
yeah,
here's
he's
the
like,
rando who
calling
I
out the
don't know.
rando. Okay, let's go back to the emoji. Oh no, we're done.
There you go.
There he is. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what was the first one too? Because he had. Okay. I like it. It's perfect with the hair too. It's like
I
the
know.
emoji is perfect.
Isn't that good?
It's pretty good. I like it.
No, it's a thing.
Yeah.
Let's see. Olivia said I prefer being cold than hot because last time I got too hot, my body overheated and I felt dizzy.
Yeesh. That's not good.
Yeah.
That could be like heat exhaustion or heat stroke.
Oh yeah. That's when it crosses the line.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we got. Want to thank Steve.
Yeah.
Who sent us this holiday card. I don't know if Steve's watching or not, but Steve, we received your card. We may have sent you a little something back that you probably have not received yet. But he wrote a very nice little letter, and it's talking about this particular podcast. And I got to tell you, he says how much he enjoys it. We enjoy it too. Sincerely enjoy it. And because of you guys. I mean, that's what we like the most. At least that's what I like the most. And I think you probably feel the same way, being able to have a conversation and just get to know you guys and then have these little, I know we call it the community cast, but for us, it really is a little bit like a break
Yeah.
from our daily routine. Although I think I mentioned this before, we do this podcast. We didn't really ask permission to do the podcast. We just did it. And they were like, okay, cool. But you still got to do everything else that you do. And we're like, okay, we can handle that. So it's not like we're taking a break and not getting things. We're still responsible for a lot of things.
Oh, yeah.
But we fit this in here because we love talking to you guys.
It is one of our favorites. And what I have really begun to enjoy is when we jump on and everybody else is like having their sub conversations.
Yeah.
I get a kick out of that because it did start as like, it started as an idea of like, this'll never get approved. And then
Yeah.
all of a sudden as like things started building, we thought, oh, this will be fun. But it is so much more, I think, than what we had thought it would be.
Just haven't. What's good is that management hasn't watched it yet, and I think that's really positive for us.
I think it depends on the episode.
No, I think they haven't seen it. I'm not even sure they know who we are. I walk through the building here and they're like, hey, you. Hey, guy.
Hey, are you new?
Hey, Slick.
Are you new?
I don't even know who I am.
That's not true.
What's going on, big guy? That's another one too, right?
Buddy?
Boss man? No, nobody says that.
You hate that.
I do hate that because I'm not that, and I would hate that anyway if that were to be it. But yeah, people are like, hey, man. They do the little...
Yeah.
How's it going, guy?
With a wink.
My name's Jeff, but it's going okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's great.
Doug said completely unrelated, but I told my wife I was going to ask y'all. During a commercial break of a college football game this past weekend, there was a quick news break, and the story concerned somebody who was unhoused, and I was like, can they not say homeless? So this is a thing. Are there phrases, terms that you are not allowed to say? I will answer this. So a lot of times I think like jargon changes. I think words change, and trying to like keep up with that evolution. I think why there's a push to get away from a homeless person is because you're putting that word before the person. And so you're always encouraged to put like the person first, like a person with disabilities versus leading with their disability. So like leading with a person before leading with their condition of maybe being unhoused or experiencing homelessness or things of that nature.
Yep. Good answer.
Yeah. Kathy said, it's great to have y'all chat with us. Which we love. So I think that was in response to what we were talking about, because we feel it right back.
The same way. Yeah.
And then Doug said, great show. Great show, Chief.
I knew Doug was going to do that.
We said something earlier before we got on here, and we were like, Doug would have loved that.
We did have a joke that Doug would have loved, but we can't do it. But I'll allow that if it's coming from Doug.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I keep moving this microphone. It's making these big loud noises.
I bet you everyone's like, we didn't hear it.
No, they heard it. Because I could hear it.
Oh, man. I also drove back on Sunday, and I feel like we both got in.
Did.
And
That's
actually,
right.
that's not true. I did not drive back. I was told, get a blanket and
did
enjoy.
you sleep on the way back?
No, I don't ever sleep.
Okay.
But I got to like passenger princess it up, which I think is also part of the gift of I didn't have to drive there. I didn't have to drive home. And I got to like mindlessly hang out in the car, which was really, really nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm looking for something here.
What are you looking for?
Well, I saw this little note, and I don't know where that's at. So we're just gonna let that stand. We're just gonna let that fly.
Yeah, we're gonna let it sit.
Yeah, we're gonna let it sit. We have had a long week so far. It is. I will say this. Sunday driving back from Dallas and then getting here, and then it's we work late Sunday, so we don't get out of here till about midnight. I think that's when we got out of here. No, we went on a little after 11. So we got out of here about 11:45-ish. But that's a long day. You get up at 7 o'clock in Dallas, and then you drive and you work.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm not complaining. It's just that I feel like my energy right now is a little low.
Yeah.
Which is...
I don't think it's... First of all, I don't think anyone's going to be like, "Ooh, I feel sad for them. They both had a fun weekend."
No one feels sad. I'm a little bit... I'm very... Most of the time when we do this podcast, I'm like, energy, Jeff.
Yeah.
Now, I feel a little bit knocked down a couple notches today. Like I really do feel like
I feel that.
I'm not struggling. I'm just not nearly as animated.
No, I think that
unhinged. I'm not as unhinged.
Unhinged. I do think people are feeling that, because I got a message today from somebody who watches us out west, and said that they appreciated that we were having fun. They were having a rough week, and so they appreciated that we were having fun. And I think people are feeling it. People are tired. We're ready to get to the end of the holidays.
It is. Everybody is so busy. I know you guys are all busy out there, and then you're trying to, I think about the people that are balancing, their careers and the kids and all of the other obligations that you may have over the holiday season. Whether you're assisting a parent or there's all of these things, and then you throw in the hustle and bustle of the holiday season. It can be. It can feel overwhelming at some times, and I think that's important and all of you guys that are watching, I know you all know this. It's important to kind of take a break sometimes and just kind of get away from that hustle and bustle and all that stuff that has to. And it's really going to ramp up next week. I think this is the last week of like. I think people are busy this week, but I think next week is when it just goes nuts because you're a week away, you're a week out, and there's all of the. And I know all of you get. It seems like every company has a Christmas party every single weekend, and you're bouncing around. Maybe your spouse has a Christmas party, or your boyfriend or girlfriend, and then you've got one, and everybody's bouncing around to try to make all these events and still try to. Yeah, so it's a lot.
It is a lot.
It's a lot happening.
Something you said. This is the first year that. We are done Christmas shopping.
Congratulations.
That early. I don't want to brag.
You're
I don't want to brag.
Look at you, boasty.
Yeah, look at me. Brag about it. But I'm not going to lie. That like takes off some pressure.
Pressure?
Everything is done. I don't have to worry about.
So let me ask you this.
Okay.
Is there danger in being done too early? Meaning, you're done. You got 15 days still, right? Or something like that. But you're done. But there's 15 days.
Yeah.
Maybe you're and so then you start thinking, or you're out and shop. You're not shopping, but you're out and about, or you see some. Are you tempted sometimes? You're like, ooh, one more thing. I got to get one more. Ooh, hey, that's cool. I didn't think of that. I want to grab that. Is there a little bit of like you see what I mean? I'm not doing a very good job of asking this question.
You are. Absolutely, there is, and I think. So the big gifts are selected. I know my parents watch the podcast, so I can't disclose
things. So what'd you get them?
But I
tried.
But we do like stockings are really important, and so my sister and I will like look for stocking stuffers like up until the end because I think that's part of the fun. So we still have some of like those things, which is great because then you see it and you're like, awesome, let's do that. And so it's, you're done a little bit too early, but I'm not going to complain about being done too early.
I think that does take a lot of the stress away.
Are you done with your shopping?
No, mine's kind of organic. It's just kind of organic. I don't really have an end point, if that makes sense. Like I don't have like a list of things. I just sort of, I'll have an idea or something will come up. So I'm never really done until probably by Christmas Eve, I would say I'm done.
Christmas Eve?
Yeah.
You don't think that's cutting it close?
Well, no, because listen, I could stop now. I could stop now.
I could stop if I wanted.
If I wanted, but I don't. I just kind of go with I just kind of keep going, and then something pops up. I mean, things happen, and and then you're like, oh, hey, I have an idea, or I want to do that.
Yeah.
It's kind of an excuse to maybe spend more money than I really have. But I have an excuse to do it, so I do it.
That's it.
Yeah.
I think the people in your life probably don't care. They probably appreciate it.
They don't care.
They're like, keep spending it.
No, they appreciate it. It's not about that. It's not about the money.
The gifts,
it's the thoughtfulness. It's the thought that counts.
Yeah, and the price of the gift.
And that's what my Christmas gift is. I just say
that was a joke, by the way.
I said it's the thought that counts, and I thought about getting you a gift.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna start using that.
Or what's the other one too? Where you put your hands behind the back and you're like, I got
you something. Pick.
It's me.
That wouldn't land.
No, it didn't. It certainly did not land.
No. Dina said, Julia, would you go to a horse race in Oklahoma? Absolutely. And we talk about this all the time where I'm like, if it's a good time or a good story, I'm in. Would you go to a horse race?
I like horse racing.
I like also like I like the fanfare of anything. Of like, I obviously love the rodeo, but I like just the experience of new things.
Okay.
Yeah. Kathy said, I think I saw that Lisa also has a podcast.
Yep.
And then Dina's helping her out. And then somebody on our crew, who I think is Karina, is applying a link as well.
We have our sports team also has a podcast called Team Coverage, I think. Is that what it's called? Or
not Team Coverage.
So you can see how much I know about the things that we do here at the station.
This is not going to be the podcast we send to our upper management.
What channel are we on again? What? Okay, our sports journalists have a podcast at Double Coverage.
Double
Coverage.
There you go.
That was close. And it's pretty good. I mean, Asia and Michael do
a great job.
They're actually really talented. Oftentimes in local sports, the folks that you see, the sports journalists in the markets, the way local news is set up, it's very difficult for them to really show you how skillful they are because they don't get a lot of time. Local sports in newscasts it's quite antiquated. Well, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole of, we still do newscasts like it's 1980, but it's evolving. Anyway, my point is, excuse me, there's not a lot of time to showcase their skills. And so the podcast, you get an opportunity to see just how good they are at what they do and how much they know and how invested they are in the process of gathering information related as it relates to sports. They're really, really talented. And again, double coverage. I've always known that name.
Yeah. Oh, you've always known it the entire time.
The entire time. I was just messing with you guys.
Olivia said, I absolutely look forward to this podcast every day. It's in my calendar. Every time you guys are on, I'm like, they are on, in all caps. Olivia, thank you.
Thank you, Olivia.
Ooh, Kathy put up my Christmas village today. That was a job.
Put this somewhere.
I get that. Oh, that's cute. Oh, that's so cute. Karina said I'm maybe halfway done with my shopping. Ooh, I have a price cap for spending. I agree with that.
That's smart, and I do too.
Yeah.
But it's really difficult sometimes to like be within that.
Yeah.
So when you have kids, that's kind of what you do. You're like, you make sure that you spend the same amount of money on each of the children.
Is that how it goes?
Well, that's how it was always in my household, and then as I got an adult, it was like,
Sometimes my mom will be like, "Oh, your sister got more, so like I'm gonna like whatever, give you more, or you got more, so I'll give your sister." And I like my sister and I now will you tell our mom and our dad, like it all evens out. If one person got more, like it's okay.
We try to avoid the whole, like my brother's like, I'm like, or I get, they're like, "What'd you get, Jeff?" And I'm like, I got a toy, a toy tractor.
Yeah.
And then
he got a car.
Like, he got a car. and then it just, even as a child, I would be like, wait, what? But it's not. We're not.
I think as children, it's different. As adults,
No,
though,
I
I'm like, we're super loved. We're
I
good.
do. I am in that phase of life where I don't want anything, and that sounds. I get more joy out of giving than I absolutely get out of receiving, and that's no joke. That's like, and you get. I think a lot of us get to that certain age. At least I'm there. Where I really don't want.
Yeah,
there's nothing
things.
I want. I love being surprised, and the folks that are close to me in my life, they do. I mean, they're nice, generous, giving people. But I never expect anything, and I don't want anything. I really like. In fact, now Christmases have become, back in the day, you'd get up early as a kid and I don't know what your traditions were, but typically that's what it was. And now I just like to get up and I'll watch. Like I want to watch everybody else open their gifts to see their surprise and their expressions. And I sometimes take some heat. Like, why aren't you opening your present?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm just saving it
Yeah.
for when everybody else is done with all of their hundreds of gifts. And then I do get to open mine.
You're one, yeah.
It's like an apple or something. But that's
We
okay
love
because I don't want
apples.
anything. And I never ask for anything. So they just like wrap up a piece of fruit.
We started a tradition where my aunt, who I've mentioned before, she spends the night with us. And so my sister, myself, and my aunt will wake up and we will make breakfast for my parents.
Oh, that's a great thing.
Yeah, it's really fun. And I think it's like we started it when we were younger. And I think it was a little bit of a way to give back to them when we were younger. And now I will say as an adult, I don't know what clicked in my brain a couple years ago. Because like when you're young and you're in your 20s, you're like, I'm doing my thing. You're kind of cool. And I think something clicked in my brain where I'm like, no, I want to call my mom in the middle of the day and tell her what I ate for lunch and for like no reason. Or I want to call my dad because I know he's going to answer. And so I've really embraced like them wanting to smother me with their love, where in my 20s I did not appreciate it that much, and now as an adult I'm like, you absolutely can smother me. Yeah, it's been really fun, and I feel like that's something new that I've adopted that I didn't have before.
That's cool. I like it. Good smothering.
I love a good smothering now.
You can't beat a good smothering.
You can't, not from your parents.
Nope, you can't. That's what they always say.
Olivia said my parents just had one kid and they raised one girl with an amazing personality.
No.
Yeah.
That's why I get a kick out of it. We should just do that. We should do a podcast just called Comment Section, and we just read comments.
We just read comments. She did say her finish, which I had to click on the more. But when I was little, I said, "Can I take a break from opening gifts?"
Wow, lucky.
Which I love that.
You got to take a break. I mean, you're getting smothered with gifts.
It's a good problem to have,
It is.
Olivia. Karina said, "I'm a gift giver. I would rather give gifts that people want than do a white elephant."
Okay. Well, sometimes a white elephant's interesting.
Oh, yeah. White elephants are
know.
always interesting. That'd be
But
fun to do in the newsroom.
You can't. No. You could.
Wow, tell me you don't like my idea without telling me you don't like my
No,
idea.
I think it's a great idea. Why don't you organize it, start it, and we'll start smothering folks with the white elephants.
I'll get right on that.
Okay.
Right on that. Would you participate?
Oh, I got a lot of trash to get.
No.
Yeah, I do. Let me know. I'll bring bags of it in. Merry Christmas.
Here's my stuff.
Here's some tree trimmings and some shoelaces. Have fun with that. Enjoy those shoelaces.
Kathy said, okay, this is interesting. I do gifts for my 5 kids and their spouses, 22 grandkids, six grandkids. I'm sorry, 6 great grandkids. And I try to do stockings. I love to shop for bargains and I start early. Kathy, that's the only way you're getting it done with that many in the family.
Now I feel my grandparents on my dad's side, for years, they had a massive family, much larger than my mother's side of the family. My dad's side of the family, massive. And we would always get a $5 check.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember thinking,
But then when you're like, there's 100 of us.
Literally writing, they're still spending tens of thousands of dollars a year. And you're like, not that I was ungrateful for the $5 check, but
it hits different as an adult.
As an adult, you're like, man, they were cutting $5 checks.
Yeah,
to
you're like, dang,
100 people. That's not.
They were big spenders.
They were. You think about it. So yeah, it was interesting.
It's funny to grow up and see that.
And then look back and go, oh yeah,
deep pockets.
Yeah.
Doug said we had our last year of get to bed early. So the focus of the season has really shifted to more of what the home calls the reason for the season, which I think is really cool. I like that, Doug. Karina said a can of Spam and a packet of Velveeta cheese. Here you go.
I know like 4 people that would enjoy that.
For our white elephant. Oh, and then Olivia, 26-year-old Olivia said, I'm totally blessed. I love my parents. My mom is sitting next to me. She's the best mom. I love that. Man. I love that you get to do that. That's our time.
That's it.
With that, that comment, we'll be back tomorrow.
We will. Thank you guys for watching, and have a good night.